Day, February 29, 2024, and this is the City of McCracken special meeting. First item on our agenda is a call to order, so consider that done. Next item is roll call.
Norma McNair, Commissioner.
Brian Walker, Commissioner.
Joseph Tipman, Mayor.
Nicole Fehrenbaugh, City Clerk.
Next item is ordinance for superintendent. We're separating the superintendent from water operator. This is ordinance 2024-06. You guys have it. I don't need to read it, do I? We did, I think we did change that salary to $1,000 a month for a weekly minimum of 10 hours per week worked. That's a pretty good wage, but we need a pretty good superintendent. We have a lot of work to do. We need somebody that can work and that feels like they're getting paid for what they're doing and will show up every week. I'm making a motion that we pass ordinance 2024-06.
Well, I have a little bit of discussion on this because really, where are we going to come up with this money? We never went over the budget. We never put this isn't even in the budget separate like this. So how are we going to pay for this?
Well, first of all, we're not paying anybody yet.
Well, not yet, but we'll still. And this is
We paid somebody. We paid somebody last year, Norma.
Exactly.
We paid them more. We paid them more than this, actually.
Actually, no, we didn't, because
So
Shane's
why can we
is-
not pay them again this year?
Well, this is going to come out of general. It's going to be $4,050 is what we paid Shane last year out of general. Because his was all divided. When we do this,
Yeah. And
we
does that
are.
put us in the red?
We're making this. No, we was not in the red last
Does
year.
this put us in the red this year? Then?
Yes, it will.
By how much?
Oh, by what we have right now and what we've spent out, we're already $15,000 over, according to what our budgeted plan is. And by the time we put all of these in, we're going to be about $30,000 over.
Okay. Well.
And we do need to look at that because that's really not going to work. I mean, when we do this.
We're going to look at it.
Well, we can't look at it's kind of like shutting the gate after the horse gets out.
Okay,
Do we buy a car and then decide how we're going to pay for it? No, you figure out if you can afford the car and then you buy it.
Okay, do you not want a superintendent?
I thought what we had was fine. I mean, we had a superintendent. But what I'm saying is money-wise, by splitting these all up, it's going to cost us way more.
Then we'll adjust the budget to make it work.
But we have to stay under this budget until that is completed.
What do you mean by that?
Well, we have a budgeted amount, and you cannot take money from any other fund until all of that is redone and accepted by the state and done. So we are under, am I correct, Nicole, on this? Do we have to live under the budget that we have until that is completed?
Well, we have until December 31st to amend the budget. We're supposed to keep with the numbers. So we're supposed
But we
to
have to live under
We
this
cannot
budget.
go into we can't go into debt. Like we can't have a hot check, for
Right.
instance.
So if we have X amount of dollars in general, we can't go over that. If we have X amount of dollars in legal, we can't go over that, and we're really close in legal.
We shouldn't until the budget's amended. We shouldn't until we look at the numbers and make sure that we have it, we can sustain it.
So really, all of these that we're doing tonight is kind of like putting the cart before the horse. We really need to look at the budget and make the budget, see what we have to work with, not just make up numbers. I'm not opposed to a superintendent shouldn't have a good wage. That's not what I'm talking about. But we have to make sure that we have that money to be able to do that.
Well, like I said, we haven't hired anybody yet, but right now, I want to pass the ordinance, and then we'll amend the budget if we need to. There's a problem with towns this size. We get a limited amount of money, right?
Exactly.
And the more our population drops, you know, a town, if we were 1,000 people, we wouldn't have this problem. But we're only 125 or 100, less than 150. So at some point in our population count, there's a diminishing return. And I understand we have a very tight budget. So we're gonna amend our budget to make things work. And if it doesn't work, we'll lay people off. We're gonna have to be creative here to make this work on the
But
budget that we have.
we don't have anything to take from.
I'm gonna make a motion that we pass the ordinance at this point. We can always repeal it if we need to. But for now, I wanna get the ordinance passed. And I understand your concerns.
I do,
And I
'cause
have
I
the
know we're gonna
same,
go into
I
that.
have the same concerns. But, we have some leeway and we're, resourceful and creative and we'll make it work. And if it doesn't work, we won't hire. But we did it last year, so we're gonna do it this year. That's my opinion anyway. And, we're gonna have a budget meeting here real soon, so we'll go over all these things, item by item, and we'll get it hammered out. Right now, I want to get the ordinance passed, so I'm gonna make a motion that we pass ordinance 2024-06. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. All opposed, say nay.
Okay?
Aye.
Aye. So, ordinance 2024-06 passed. I'll put my signature on it. And it'll go into effect,
After it's published in the newspaper?
yeah, after it's published in the newspaper. And there'll be further discussion and, budget meetings, and we'll hammer this out. But we're not gonna go without somebody that works here, works on our roads. You're in charge of roads, right, Norma?
No, you
Thought you were in charge of sewers and roads.
are. Water and sewer, and I was in, I think, park and burn pit.
Is that good with you? You okay with that?
Yeah, I'm with it.
Okay, the fact is that I can't lift an 80-pound bag of asphalt. My back is broken. They told me not to lift anything over 10 pounds, which I frequently do, but I'm not lifting 80 pounds. And so we're gonna have somebody that works for the city. And we'll figure it out. Okay. Next item on the agenda is an ordinance and resolution for a municipal judge. And let's see, what are we gonna do first, Nicole?
I would go with the establishing the court first. It would be 2024-08.
And you guys have read this also?
Just it.
Oops, sorry.
That's Okay, this will be the first time a judge has been in place in McCracken in how long? 20 years?
We had hired a judge, no, because we had it when we had the code enforcer here in.
I don't think we ever had a judge in place, did we?
Yes, we did, it was Judge Brown from Hoxie.
Do we have an ordinance for that?
Nope, not that
I
I'm
was gonna
aware
say,
of.
I didn't find one, that's why I was asking.
Yeah, then I don't think that was really official.
They held court though, I do know. Because I had to pay a fine. That's what I know.
You did?
Yep.
Well, that makes it pretty official.
Well, the reason being was we didn't know that, we had done what they asked us to do. We didn't know that we were supposed to come in and make some kind of
An appearance?
well, no, it wasn't the appearance, because we hadn't had the appearance yet. We were supposed to contact the code enforcer, and then he was supposed to come out and look at it, and then, so we ended up, and he just gave us a minimal little amount and called it good. That's why I know it happened.
Yeah. Okay, since you guys have had a chance to read this, and we've been talking about it for some time, I'm gonna make a motion that we pass ordinance 2024-08, and that is establishing the municipal court in McCracken. I have a second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me, I'm one of the ayes, so. So ordinance 2024-08, establishing the municipal court for McCracken, Kansas, is passed. And I'll put my signature on that, and then we'll also gotta publish that, right?
Yes.
That'll go in the La Crosse newspaper. Okay, the next item is the ordinance 2024-07, the ordinance that establishes the salary for the municipal judge.
May I ask if we looked at any, not that I have a thing against Dale, I work with Dale a lot, but did we have anyone else that we looked at or talked to or?
Chris McGowan went over all this. He reviewed it all.
That's not what I'm saying. Did we ever really interview anyone else
Oh, no.
as a judge
No.
for that?
I talked to, actually I talked to another judge, Judge Barrows, and he referred me to Judge Pike, and I can't remember who referred me to.
I did.
Oh, I didn't get a call back from Judge Pike. I called 2-3 times. I assumed that he didn't want to do it, and so
We just didn't have anyone.
Judge Barrows said to, actually I need to call him, he said to keep in touch and let him know how things worked out, and that he would help us out if we needed him, but he's in a different voting district and didn't think it would be the proper fit. And so when I contacted Judge Snyder, I think he's the perfect fit. He was very helpful on the phone and has been ever since, and I do appreciate it, so. Does that answer your question? I mean, that's all
I
we
just
did.
didn't know if anyone else was ever looked at. Nothing was ever said.
That's the whole story right there. So I'm gonna make a motion also, or does anyone else wanna make a motion that we pass this ordinance? Okay, I'll motion that we pass ordinance 2024-07, establishing the salary for Judge Snyder. Will anyone second the motion?
Second.
Okay, the motion's been seconded. So we'll take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say nay.
I'm going to, only under the effect of financial. No.
Okay. The vote's 2-1. Ordinance 2024-07 will pass. And that'll be published in the paper also. Next item is a resolution. This is resolution 2024-03, appointment of municipal judge. And if you guys studied this one,
Yes.
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna make a motion that we pass resolution 2024-03. Could I get a second, please?
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say nay.
Nay.
Okay, that resolution 2024-03 passes 2-1. And thank you very much, and congratulations, and welcome to the team. Be it as it may.
I don't know if it's a way to say team, but I will tell you kind of just the way we kind of do things in the court system, just so you know. Court is totally separate from you guys. As you know, you have your ordinances and so forth, and that's what I'll follow. I don't mean it mean, but I won't be calling you for you to tell me what to do, just so you're aware,
I
or anybody
understand.
else on the commission.
Now, I understand how that is separate.
Yeah,
The
and
law is
so-
the law, the commission is,
Well, it's one of those things you got. It's
It's
a
government.
thin line, but it's a line that we have to keep.
sure,
That's what I feel.
Yeah.
I don't know how anybody else feels. If you decide you do not like my work, then you can always get rid of me. That's okay.
yeah.
I have no problem with that.
You need a secretary or a court clerk. Is that Nicole, or are you gonna pick one, or do you have
Normally,
one?
it's just the city clerk because she's the one that's usually taking in fees and stuff from folks, I believe, correct? And then you give them to the treasurer, if I remember.
Well, we don't have a treasurer right now, but
Right.
hopefully we
Right,
will.
but, yeah, that's kind of the way it works. I think we're a ways away from any fines or
Sure.
anything like that yet.
Yeah,
We've got to get the ordinance enforcer kind of on board with what he's needing to do, and he needs to get started on stuff. I'm assuming court can be held right here, correct?
is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
All right, we're getting you a new chair, and if there's anything else that you can think of
I'm
that you
cheesy,
need.
these chairs are just fine with me. I actually do my court in Pawnee Rock right around tables like this right here. I'm not big on, we gotta have a major thing for me, I'm telling you.
Right,
But when I come in and I've got my robe on and I've got my books with me, it's just like being in court somewhere else. So
Sure.
we make sure that people understand that.
yeah. Well, we had that desk back there over in the corner, and I thought if we set it up there for you and put you in the middle of the room, that
That's fine.
might be handy, so.
That's fine. Day for court, does it matter to the commission what day we're here for court?
Not to me. I don't think with any on.
I don't think so.
I can tell you that I usually, I can tell you I have municipal court in Pawnee Rock coming up in March on the 14th. Bison would be the 20th, so that's a Wednesday. Pawnee Rock is on Thursday. My thought process was to put you either on the, like the first Wednesday or the second Wednesday of the month.
At what time?
Usually 6 in the evening. What I like to do is give the folks, if they've got something they need to do and they're working, I want to make sure they're able to get home from work and then come to court.
I
don't-
work 12 to 4 that time, so I was just
Yep.
making sure that I
There
would
we
be.
go. Yep. So, yeah.
No, I think that sounds fun. How about you guys?
Yeah, no, it sounds
Wednesday's a
fun.
good day.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters the first or
Yeah.
the second.
Either or.
Why don't we go ahead and do it? Let's see, you guys usually meet the second Tuesday though, right?
Second
Or
Monday.
second Monday.
Yeah. And that's okay to do, I mean,
Let's just
To
do
me,
the,
if we
let's
get
just
it all
do
in
the
one
second,
week.
the second one, the second Wednesday is what I would rather do. And I'll just keep it on my schedule all year long for the second Wednesday of every month.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yep.
Sounds
So,
good.
Okay. And you have everybody's contact information that you need, and
no, I'll need yours. And you've got my number, Joe, if you wanna give it to her a little later after
Okay.
you guys are done. I don't wanna hold up your progress at all
Okay.
tonight, and then you guys can get out of here also. But then, Nicole, you can give me a holler,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
Just text me or whatever.
I'll just text you that it's me.
Yes, that's
Okay.
fine.
Chris Gomez had a death in the family that he's dealing with, so he's kind of tied up. But I told him today that I would get together with him. I'm gonna be tied up all day tomorrow. And what's today, Thursday?
Mhm.
Friday. So I told him I'd touch base with him this weekend. If he's got time, we'd work on that citation template. I found some really good ones online.
I may have some in my municipal court book, in my
Yeah.
my deal. If you let me know when you guys are getting together, I can bring that over and we can
Okay.
look at it.
Yeah. I told him that we'd like to get people motivated to comply.
He's the first line of offense on that, and hopefully he can work with them to get things moving along with the idea of, hey, if you don't get something done,
Then-
I'm going to send you in front of the court.
That's exactly what I'm looking for, is I don't wanna stomp any heads right
Right.
off the bat. I wanna give them ample opportunity to comply and be courteous about it and be motivated to do it. And then if it comes to something more forceful, we'll get there in increments.
Right.
And so I wanna word the citation in a way that is tactful, but
I think
spells
I've got
it
some
out
good
clearly.
templates for that in my book, and it's
Okay.
pretty simple and faithforward. That, hey, you're in violation of such and such ordinance, la da 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 da, city of whatever, you know.
Right.
And yeah,
I'll have to show you the ones that I found too,
Mhm.
and we'll try and all get on the same page
You
and
bet.
get that wrapped up so you can go to work.
not a problem.
Okay.
You think that'll be next week sometime?
Yeah. I
Just-
told him early next week.
Just give me a holler.
Okay.
Just give me a holler. The only night I'm not available is Tuesday nights.
Okay.
So, okay?
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, the next item on the agenda says selling the city truck. And I'm not as adamant about selling that truck as I was yesterday, but here's my point. We're not using that street sweeper. Again, when Austin was the mayor, we went through all this and I tried to get rid of that thing and get some of the dead weight off of us and turn it into cash. I got voted down on it. And yet that thing sits there. It's leaking oil all over our shop.
I thought we voted for you to go ahead and do that.
We did, but it never got done. So I wanna,
I was gonna say, I don't think we voted against it. I think we voted that we could sell it.
oh, I'm sorry. I was talking about the truck.
Oh.
I was talking about getting a new truck, but I do want to sell that thing, and I want to push forward on it hard, because if we can get, even if we got $4,000 or $5,000 for it.
We can't talk about that right
Yeah,
now, because it was
that's-
not on the agenda.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting off the
Yep.
subject.
Yep.
The
Yep.
point was about the truck. We need a truck that's roadworthy. Me, myself, I wouldn't take that flatbed dump truck to Hayes if I needed something. It's just not that kind of roadworthy. Without a roadworthy truck, we're kind of stuck, we're stranded here. We have to depend on somebody else's truck, which I think is a foolish thing to do for any city. So I'm advocating to sell some of the things we have and get a city pickup truck that's roadworthy, that could go to Hayes and pick up a compressor or lumber or something like that. The truck that we have, the city truck that we have, could probably go to La Crosse, but I wouldn't want to do it. Because it's gonna leave you out on the road. What year is that truck, do you know?
75, I think,
I'll
something
say
like
something
that.
like
What?
that.
It's older than I am. It's in the 70s, it's the 70s, I think.
Yeah, 70s. I think it has its uses, and if we start doing some work around here, like taking down our dead trees and patching up potholes and removing some of the dirt from the gutters and stuff, it might come in handy, but a pickup truck will do the same thing. Only you gotta scoop it out yourself instead of dumping it. I don't see us ever having a full load on that dumper unless we're hauling big dead trees out, and I think we can get by without it. But maybe it's a good thing to keep it if we can make enough money on that street sweeper. But I'm advocating to buy us a decent pickup truck is what I'm doing. So whether we, I think if we sell the street sweeper and scrap all the metal that we have, and we probably have, 4 or 5 tons, we should start working at saving our money to buy a pickup truck. That's worth a darn. So I wanted to get you guys, I'll get you.
When was the last time that truck got used?
Oh, he's using it. He was using it today.
I was gonna say-
He uses it because it's all he has.
It's just not roadworthy like, to go to Hayes or anything like that. I mean, it could have,
It's always
probably,
just been
but
pretty much
It
used
probably
around
could,
here,
but
just to do work around here. I can't remember it ever being taken anywhere, any time that I've been there. It just
yeah, I mean, we drove it to La Crosse to get it worked, or
Right,
from La Crosse
but I
to get
mean,
it,
we
when we got
just
it worked on, but.
used it for work, city work truck, within the city.
it is a desirable truck for guys that make monster trucks. They like the dual rear end on it, the dual tires on the rear end. They like the 4-wheel drive. And there's farms and construction sites that would like that dump bed. But so I don't think, it's not worthless. We could get good money for it if we sold it. But do we want to sell it? And get,
I don't know, 'cause sometimes when we've had storms, that was kind of nice to put the tree limbs on and dump, because like you said, otherwise you're scooping in other
well, you can
trucks.
drag them off. My pickup truck.
Oh, yeah, I've got mine.
I can do a lot of work with my pickup truck. It's a
Too.
2005. It's worth about $6,000, maybe $4,000 to $6,000. It's got 215,000 miles on it, and I could milk that truck out probably for the rest of my life. But for $6,000 we can buy one, and I can do a lot of work with that truck. I have a crane in the back of it, so I could actually pick up 700 pounds of whatever and set on the back of that truck. And that crane, I think, cost me $100 at Harbor Freight. And I've used it often to pick up stone posts, and it works awesome. So what I'm saying is, it's roadworthy. I can do everything almost that we need done around here, or that we have done around here, in the last 3 years at least. So I'm voting that we get something like an 05, 06 Chevy. Mine's also 4-wheel drive. Anyway, I wanted to get everybody's input on that, and then we'll bring it up again at the next meeting and get a little closer if we can.
Okay.
Alright. So at this point, I'm gonna move that we adjourn the meeting. Do I have a second?
Second
Alright, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting say aye.
it.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Alright, we're adjourned.
If we're gonna look at those.
Hey,